Back to the Council Sports Talk. A quick reminder, please like, share, subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, please like. Download the podcast on SoundCloud. Search GS Radio. Search the Council Sports Talk, and it'll pop right up. Follow us on Twitter at Council Talk and on Instagram at Council Talk. All right, gentlemen and lady. Super Bowl 53.
Yeah.
In Miami. Yesterday. Now, I expected this to be a great matchup. I really liked the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if the Patriots aren't playing, it turns out to be a more interesting Super Bowl, in my opinion, because I'm just tired of seeing the Pats. Right? So, how did you feel about the game, Ron? We'll let you take a run at it first.
I felt like it was the way that it's always been with the Chiefs. They are down by whatever number of touchdowns or field goals, then they make that run and come back and beat you damn near by what they was down on.
Yeah. Did they cover the spread? Anybody know?
I have no clue what the spread was.
I don't know what the spread was.
Okay.
Now, this game for me, it almost played out. At first, it didn't seem like it would play out the way I thought it would, but it ended up doing it that way. I thought from the beginning, I said it last week, I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
And it did end up, the ball ended up in his hands, and he missed a couple passes, threw a pick. Some things happened that way. The other thing that I thought was that the Chiefs had too much on offense to hold them down the entire game. Yes, San Francisco's good, prolific defensive line. Defense is a juggernaut. But I just really knew that they've always had trouble stopping that six-cylinder, two-dimensional quarterback. They had a problem with Russell Wilson in both games they played him, even though they beat Russell one game. Lamar Jackson, they had a problem with him. And Kyler Murray, he gave him fits too, even though they took the most, out of that matchup. So I was like, all right, at some point, you're going to end up in a position where Pat Mahomes is going to have to make a play. And at some point, they're going to come through. And that's exactly what ended up happening by the end of the game. Like, I'm looking at the game. It's super duper close. And all of a sudden, he just does a couple things that just turn the whole game on his head. And then, now they're up 10.
Yeah. I like this game. It was in the beginning, it was very boring because I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game.
I thought it was just me, too.
I thought it was going to be
because
very
I was sitting on the
high-scoring.
couch like, yeah. It wasn't
I just
But
expected.
he had to adjust, right?
Who?
Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, they definitely
Yeah, they
had to
did,
adjust.
but it was a little slow because I thought
mean,
it
the
was
hype.
I was expecting more.
Yeah, I was
all that
expecting
stuff.
more electric, like more moves by Pat Mahomes. We've grown accustomed to seeing him, like seeing him do all these things throughout the season. We didn't see that from him this one game, and that's why I ended up actually liking the game. There was one of the analysts, Dan Orkowski from NFL.
Orlovsky.
Yeah, I actually like his take the most because he was like, when the night ended, I was like, yeah, for sure, this is Pat Mahomes' worst game. Stat-wise, it probably was. But he was like, this is Pat Mahomes' best game because when they interviewed Pat Mahomes after and they interviewed some of the teammates, they actually said that he went up to wide receivers and other people like Tyreek Hill and encouraged them to say, hey, we can still win this game. And by that time, it was fourth quarter, under 8 minutes, and he's preaching to his teammates. So I thought that just makes out to be a great leader.
Right.
And not every. And
he's definitely that.
And it wasn't like talent that won this game. It was just it was belief.
No, it was talent.
It was talent too.
It was talent.
But all right, it was work ethic. It was practice, hours of dedication. I'm not saying that all of them don't do that, but still, it was hard because if your mind is not in it, you could if you say, hey, I'm going to lose a game, you're probably going to lose that game.
Did the most talented team win? So, in my opinion, San Francisco's been overachieving for a while.
I agree with that.
And they overachieved all the way here. Yeah. They overachieved all the way here, all the way into the fourth quarter. I haven't been on the San Francisco bandwagon all year.
They won some close
every
games.
Every time they win, I'm shocked.
On. Did they overachieve or has Garoppolo overachieved?
Garoppolo didn't overachieve.
I don't think he overachieved.
Because he barely even throwing the ball.
So how did the team, they got to the Super Bowl. How you going to say how they overachieved?
They overachieved to get there.
By pulling some close wins out.
Was that great
I'm not
coaching?
taking anything away from them.
It sounds like
I'm just really surprised every time they win. Because I don't think they're that talented.
But they gotta be.
Yes, they are.
You can't.
So
Take
they
that
didn't
from them,
so you're saying in that case they overachieved. Okay, I get it.
They've proved everything that needs to be proven.
Yeah, but
when you look at names on the sheet, when you look at talent,
when you watch them
they're
play,
not-
they're good
You can't-
defensively, but offensively is I'm not
but
sure.
you can't. I think you can't even say that because their running game was straight. Them boys was playing.
yeah.
I don't care. I watched it from beginning to end. And listen, I'm not a football person through the season. I'm a playoff type of guy, even with basketball. And last night I watched that game from beginning to end. San Francisco, them boys was playing. And it just happened to me. It was just when Mahomes came out and they did what they did, then they was rolling. They couldn't stop them. But my thing is that's like what was the game when they was down 24 and came back and beat them,
Yeah.
the team by 20 points.
That was against the Texans.
Once they get rolling,
It's over.
you can't stop them.
Right. And the truth is, anytime Kansas City doesn't score in a possession, I'm as surprised as seeing San Francisco win a game that they're not supposed to. Like, I honestly expect every time the Chiefs get the ball for them to score. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like when you get into a matchup like this, you want to get them to punt 4 or 5 times for you to have a chance to win. And I feel like San Francisco just couldn't hold them long enough. They did a great job, but once you got to that fourth quarter, what Joe is saying is right. Garoppolo has to make plays now.
That's right.
To win this game.
And when you behind, you can't run the ball when you down.
Right. But they're ahead.
They was ahead.
That's
They
the
ahead.
thing.
They was
Coming
ahead in the
into
fourth quarter.
Coming into the
At a
fourth
certain
quarter,
point they were.
they should have stuck with the run, and they didn't. For the first possession that the
The run
49ers
was
had
killing
on the
the
fourth,
Chiefs.
Yeah.
they should have stuck with the run. They didn't. They started throwing it with Garoppolo.
Right. But I
they were
think
about
because
4 or 5 and out.
I think it's because all of these things that I'm saying, they know to be the case, and it could get you out of your actual game plan.
Yeah, but the other thing is it's situational football too. Like you can try
Right.
to run the ball all you want to, but if you get the third down and it's 3rd and 8, you probably ain't gonna run the ball. You're gonna start throwing.
Yeah, you're gonna throw.
And so they did to the Chiefs' credit, they did kind of stuff the run
Right.
enough.
And also, I mean, Debo Samuels is great, but he's not a number 1 receiver, is he?
Debo was balling this
was
year.
He was balling, but is he a number 1 receiver?
I could see him a strong number 2,
Yes.
potentially number
He's
1.
a strong number 2.
But it
George
don't even-
Kittle is
man,
probably the second best tight end in the
It don't
NFL.
it don't
Fair.
even
Fair.
matter. It doesn't
Top
even,
2, definitely.
Right. But nobody else to really throw to. So it's like there's nobody that's going to get open and make plays down the field
And
really
that's the
for
thing.
the
They
49ers.
had, in my opinion, they had enough. They could come up with enough trick plays with that backfield that they had. They could
misdirections.
yes, they could have Debo Samuel was running,
Right.
Mostert was running, Tevin Coleman. They were all running good. They could have came up with enough plays for Garoppolo did not have to throw the ball. He threw the ball
No,
the
he
majority
had
of
to.
time.
No, it was-
in the
He had
fourth
to throw
quarter.
at some point.
It was
At
that
some
one
point when they
time they
passed
was
him.
getting first downs on every run. First down.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, but they would let him come into the red zone. It
But
was a
again,
field goal at the end of
A
the day.
lot of those runs, I feel like it's because of the misdirection and all the other things that are happening, the play action, all of those things are almost like smoke and mirror.
Listen, if they worked for him and it would have helped them win the game, then
Here-
it would have helped them win the game.
The really big thing I think that happened, I think there was some clock management issues in the first half with Shanahan. They didn't call a timeout when the time was running out in the first half. Remember, he threw that pass to Kittles. It ended up being a pass interference or
Right.
whatever.
What do you
Like,
think about that call, by the way?
I think that was legitimate
call?
because he pushed him twice.
He pushed him off.
He pushed him twice.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
2 separate times. One time, whatever.
That's the
Wait, what was
85,
your-
right?
What was your stance?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
your stance on the Kyle Rudolph push off?
Oh, I thought that was a push off for sure.
Okay, you thought it was a push off?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure y'all
Oh, yeah.
consistent.
Kyle Rudolph or George Kittle?
Yeah,
No,
you was
Kyle
talking about
Rudolph
it
with
was
the
a
Saints.
playoff
With the
game.
Saints, okay,
Yeah, just make sure.
It
All
was
right. I think it was.
It was a definite push off.
I think they were both push off. I don't think it should be called.
You got to call that.
You have to.
You got to call that.
Yeah,
That was
you have
blatant.
to. Yeah,
I
because he
was
did
upset-
it twice.
I was upset with the announcers who were acting like, the play got
Oh, it
taken
coulda-
away.
it
from
coulda
them.
gone either way
The
on that
play
one.
didn't get taken
It's
away from
50-50.
him. He cheated to get the catch.
Yeah, he pushed him.
Slow motion got a way of making everything seem soft, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that push does make a difference.
That makes
I
a
get it.
difference. This is
It does.
why
I
he
get
was
it.
open to catch the ball.
He's running like this behind a dude, and he gets a little put. That's all
That's
you
enough.
need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
That's enough. And you know what? 75% of the time, George Kittle's going to get away with that. Because that's how you create space.
Or you have to do it a less, like, instead of doing like that,
Right.
you kind of like give him a little shove. Like, you can't just straight push him twice.
It got reviewed. If it didn't get reviewed,
They would have got.
Because the ref is looking, he's like, hold up,
Right.
is that a put? And he does it again. He's like, oh yeah,
Right.
we'll go ahead and throw this flag. But then the other thing, I got to give credit to Andy Reid, because even though they were battling the whole game, Andy Reid pulled out all the stops.
Andy Reid is a beast.
He had them boys spinning like they were on a drill team.
After this game yesterday, I felt like if Andy Reid was the Jets coach, the Jets would be in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but and not only
I honestly feel like if Andy Reid was the Jets coach, the Jets would be a great team.
Yeah.
That's one piece. That one piece.
But the other thing is, though, Andy was also, he pushed it on fourth downs. He went for it on fourth down a couple times. He was there to win.
Right.
And he was not playing conservative.
Can anybody remember a time when Andy Reid had a quarterback on his team that wasn't considered one of the best in the league? And I mean, he made Alex Smith look really, really, really good, bro.
He looked okay.
But never.
That's why he lost his job. He was okay.
Top 10, top 15. Maybe not top 10. But Andy Reid. But
that's
Alex
why he lost
Smith,
his job. He
lost his job because the dude behind him is firing missiles.
Yeah, but he was The problem with Alex Smith was he refused to throw the ball downfield. He was checked down Charlie.
Yes, but you know what? It's still a great example of how great of a coach he is, because he made Alex Smith look viable.
But Alex Smith would look viable when he was out there with San Francisco when he lost his job there. It was the same issue with him. He does not throw the ball down the field. He just throw a little short dink and dunk, dink and dunk.
Would you agree that Alex Smith's best years are under Andy Reid?
Yeah.
He had a couple good years with San Francisco before he lost his job to Colin Kaepernick. He's the same dude every year. He's consistent, 3,000-4,000
right now, or he's
All right.
Yeah, he got hurt. He was with the Redskins and he got hurt.
Michael
he hurt
Vick's
his leg.
best season was with Andy Reid. Of course, the Donovan McNabbs. He never coached Nick Foles.
No.
Nick Foles was there. Mike Vick was starting. Nick Foles was one of the backups.
Nick Foles might have got a little bit of work with Andy Reid, just a little.
Right.
But it was all about Mike Vick.
So here's some stats from the game. Garoppolo, 20 for 31, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. How do we grade Garoppolo's performance? Give me A, B, or C. Ron, what you think?
Say that again. I was reading something.
How you grade Garoppolo's performance in the game yesterday? A, B, or C? He was 20 for 31, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 sack.
I give him a B.
Okay. Jason, what you think?
I'm gonna give him like a C minus. Yeah, I'm giving him like a
Same
C
thing
minus.
I was gonna say.
Up until the final 7 minutes, I was prepared to be like, this guy Mahomes, he just lost it. He deer in headlights, Garoppolo.
Right.
And I'm one of those dudes that actually feels that Jimmy Garoppolo takes too much heat. I believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I like his mechanics. I think he's a great game manager, and I think he can launch the ball down the field. Actually, him missing that deep ball for who was
Emmanuel Sanders.
I thought that was actually rare. I was surprised that he missed that because he's really from what I see, I feel like he's an on-target quarterback, despite what the media says. But I'm gonna give him a C minus just because that last 7 minutes, I saw he had like a 4% quarterback ranking. I was like, bro, you gotta come stronger than that.
I wasn't. I was C minus. I was not impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo. I told y'all all season long. I thought he was fool's gold. When your coach lets you only throw the ball 9 times during the entire game, that tells me that the coach is not comfortable. And if you notice, when he started out the game, he was just playing normal. He threw that pick, and then immediately the coach started just trying to run the ball. He didn't trust him anymore. And then you start seeing, I always say, you leave the ball in Jimmy's hand, by the end of the game, something's going to happen. And sure enough, he missed that one pass. Like, the dude was wide open.
I'm going to give him a C only because I believe that in this situation, it's the quarterback that needs, where they were in the particular game. At that point, knowing who you're playing and knowing what their offensive capable of doing and knowing that it's like a hitter in baseball. When you go 0 for 10, that means you're getting a hit in the next at bat because you don't go 0 for 15, 0 for 20, 0 for 25. So you become due. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs' offense was due. You stopped them. You ain't going to keep stopping them. So when the score is what it was in that fourth quarter with about 9 minutes and you're still have the lead, you got to make plays or you're not going to win the game. And he couldn't make the plays at that point.
But,
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Could it have been that Kansas City just stepped up their defense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Kansas City's
not-
defense is not a
yeah.
juggernaut. He should have
but
diced
still-
them
I
up.
don't
Whoa,
know,
whoa,
though.
whoa,
I don't
whoa.
know.
But when it
In that spot,
they
became a juggernaut.
when
The entire
when it-
game.
When it comes down to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, you are a different beast.
Right, but even that, what you're saying, Ron, is right. But forget about playoffs and Super Bowl. 9 minutes left in the game, and the game is on the line. The same situation that exists for Garoppolo having to make plays to win is the same situation that existed for the
Holmes.
Chiefs' defense to have to make plays to win. And the Chiefs' defense
So right,
stood up.
But why get to the 9-minute mark? We talking the entire game. He was not up to par.
He was all right for the
He
most
was
he
part.
all
wasn't.
right. I mean,
Nah, he wasn't.
they was winning.
The
was
Chief-
they
was winning.
they was doing.
He made
what-
the Chiefs look like they were the 85 Bears. And they're a good
they-
team, but they're
the
not that
49ers
good.
got out of their way. First of all, they didn't. They like I said, they had the lead coming out of halftime, like 10. What was it?
No, it was
10,
10-10 halftime. Then
10-10
they came out. They scored the field goal.
Okay, but
Then they was up. They scored a touchdown, which was 20-10.
okay. So when they were up 20-10, they did not run the ball. They decided that they were going to keep throwing. Not only did they continue to throw, they got away from the play, the run pass option.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo was dropping back, or he was already in the shotgun. So that was another issue. You
But
saw
how about when
the-
Ron says
Chris
that
Jones-
the defense
the
deserves some
defense
credit?
did just step up, but it
You can
wasn't
also
like they
beat
were-
yourself and make the defense look
did
amazing.
step up. Chris Jones had like 2 or 3 blocks.
swat.
How
Yeah.
about Tyrann Matthews' contribution? You may not see it. It may not show up in the stat book, but that dude is such a leader that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You saw him on the sidelines rallying his guys, getting his guys right. And I'm telling you, I felt when that move happened, that was the biggest move of the offseason in the NFL. And he looks like Matthew is the difference between the Chiefs last year and these Super Bowl championships.
Yeah, because they got help on the back end. Because Eric Berry's
Right.
not there anymore. He's their
Right.
star safety's not
So
there.
Pat Mahomes, 26 for 42, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, took 4 sacks. How you grading him, Ron?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Pat Mahomes, 26 for 42, 286 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. A, B, or C?
I give him a B as well.
Okay.
Man, I wish you were my teacher in school. I used to just giving them B's out. I appreciate that.
But I'm saying that. I'm gonna tell you why that I'm saying that. You gotta. Well, put it this way. The way that I see it.
Uh-huh.
Pat Mahomes had 2 interceptions, and really in the first half, the third quarter, to me, he wasn't getting it done.
Right.
He wasn't getting it done at all. And honestly, if the defense didn't step up and make those plays, and whatever slip ups San Francisco made when that transition started happening, we might be talking about a different outcome here.
Right.
Because to me it was like he was just in the beginning just nervous, which is understandable, I guess, when it comes to that caliber type of a game. It's a different game, you know. But to me it was like, okay, what are you doing? Until they got that spark, and then it was what it was.
I don't think he was nervous. I don't think he was. San Francisco defense is
Defense.
good.
It's the defense.
Like when you
Yeah.
play against certain teams, they can make you
It's the
do
defense.
things you don't normally do.
And that's what they was making them do.
Imagine.
Yeah, he was. They were actually.
300-pound lineman
They were actually
continuing.
moving the ball, even though his numbers didn't say
Yeah.
that he was putting up huge numbers. They were running. They ran the ball
Right.
more than San Francisco did, and on the ground, they had 104 yards on the ground with David Williams.
They had
Right.
the time, but then San Francisco came back also with that time and was moving the ball as well.
You know, I give him credit for really just moving the pocket and extending plays. You're not always going to see him run for 20, 30 yards. But with that defense, he gave them opportunities that a lot of other quarterbacks, probably 99% of other quarterbacks in the league, could not do.
Absolutely. No, just think about it. They put up 31 points on the 49ers in a big spot.
Huge. It was ugly because they're good.
But
they're that good.
To me, that's normal to them.
Yes.
That's normal. That ain't nothing. Shit, they put up 51 before.
Yeah.
So to me, that's normal. What they did when they came back from being down is really the normal.
21 fourth quarter points, by the way, for Kansas City.
Yeah, that'd be a
Right.
spanking.
Williams, 17 carries, 104 yards. Mostert on the other side, 12 carries, 58 yards in the receiving game. Tyreek the Freak, 9 receptions on 16 targets. Pat Mahomes kept on trying, kept on missing. But at the end of the day, Tyreek Hill, that's what you call trying to get the ball to your guy.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, but he's always open, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's short or long. He's
right.
always open.
And he had 105 yards. So.
Was it just me or a few times during the Super Bowl I saw between Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, they were at the first they were about to get the first down, but then they juked backwards.
I don't know.
It was a few times that
Tyreek
happened.
Hill always runs backwards.
And Kelce does it too. But they paid a couple times.
Yeah, they messed themselves up getting the first down. It happened at least 2 or 3 times.
Kept doing it. I don't know what was going on.
Are we about to leave this topic? Because I have
you got something to add?
Yes.
Yeah, add it.
All right, the Damian Williams reception touchdown. Do you believe
By the way, who's the MVP?
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
I believe it should be Damian Williams.
I thought it should have been Damian
However,
Williams.
that touchdown, the reception touchdown, do you think it was a touchdown?
I do.
Yes.
I didn't
do.
think it was a touchdown. I thought his foot
foot.
was out.
But when his foot touched the line, the ball was extended.
Right.
But which one comes first? The out or the
Chicken or the
No,
egg?
no. The football crosses the plane, you're good.
No, but
Well, why your foot
his
is on
foot
the
was
line?
out first. His foot was out first.
You know why he got the call? Because they say it's too close to tell.
Okay.
And when they say it's inconclusive evidence, then they just let it ride. Because
Okay.
it was super close.
Right.
And I thought.
Right. That was the game. Damian Williams had a big game.
He did.
He definitely deserved the MVP over Pat Mahomes, in my opinion.
Well, they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that.
It's a popularity thing.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy, though? Even though his stats were better, definitely better, and I saw him make some really crazy plays on the sideline, making people miss and stuff, he undressed a couple people. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, I mean, he left some dudes, like, stumbling out of bounds. But Pat Mahomes, I think he probably ended up getting the credit for this MVP, mainly because everybody knew how hard it was to beat this San Francisco team.
Right.
And for all intents and purposes, even though he didn't throw it 500-600 yards for the day, he did, but most people probably couldn't do. So.
Right. All right. We got. All right. Marvelous alkaline water. What you know about alkaline water, Joe?
Alkaline water, it supposedly hydrates your body at the cellular level.
Okay.
Right? The other thing that's supposed to be good about alkaline water is that it also, cancer cells can't live in an alkaline environment.
Okay.
It's also considered to be the fountain of youth. It rejuvenates everything. There's a lot of people that have a lot of issues, and alkaline water seems to be the antidote for that. And so I believe in alkaline water.
Marvelous water. Another great way for you to support GS Radio and support the Council Sports Talk is by supporting Marvelous Water. Marvelous Water is available at 7-Eleven. However, you can also go to the website and purchase Marvelous Water. It is marvelouswaters.com. There is a tab on the website labeled Shop where you can purchase Marvelous Water. Marvelous Water is a new sponsor, so we definitely want to show them some appreciation. Purchase Marvelous Water at 7-Eleven or just go to the website, marvelouswaters.com, and the shop tab, and you can purchase some for yourself and for your entire family and friends.